Welcome to another episode of Faith Explorations, the podcast where we delve deep into the teachings and principles of Christianity and embark on a transformative journey through the realms of faith and spirituality. I'm your host, Kenneth Garcia. In episode 22 entitled, The Power of Faith, Pleasing the Almighty, we'll be diving into the meaning of the phrase, without faith, it is impossible to please God and understanding its implications. But our exploration doesn't end here. For more insights that can enrich your journey of faith, be sure to visit us at BibleKeeper.com. So without further ado, let's dive in. The Bible's Old Testament heroes taught us about faith in Hebrews chapter 11. They put their complete trust in God, giving themselves into His hands. This complete trust in God is a vital aspect of their lives that stands out. Their deeds and successes demonstrate that God blesses those who earnestly seek Him and that faith pleases Him. But what does it mean when we say, without faith, it is impossible to please God? Faith, in this context, refers to the assurance and the strength of God, the fulfillment of His promises, and His compassion. This can be seen throughout the Old Testament, on the cross, and at the resurrection. The readers of the book of Hebrews are experiencing a decline in their faith, even though God remains unchanged. The author of Hebrews cannot see into their souls, but he can assess their level of trust through the evidence he sees. Since faith is the means by which we approach God and place our hope in Him for salvation, it is impossible to please God without faith. However, the good news is that God provides us with the faith we need to please Him. As Ephesians chapter 2 verses 8 to 9 states, "For it is by grace you have been saved, through faith. And this is not from yourselves. It is a gift from God, not by works, so that no one may boast." The faith we need to please God is given to us by God Himself. Salvation comes from believing in the resurrected Christ. Our beliefs must be put into action through a pattern of imitation and inheritance. As Hebrews chapter 6 verse 10 reminds us, "He will not forget your effort and the love you have shown Him as you have helped His people and continue to help them." The people had previously established a pattern of devoted behavior. The strength of our faith is founded on who God is, not on who we are. The more we understand God, the more our faith will resemble His greatness. Drawing near to God is the first step in realizing that He gives great rewards to those who are faithful. Moreover, our faithfulness motivates us to actively and outwardly resemble the one in whom we have faith. So, how can we apply the concept of faith to our lives? Let's explore some practical ways. The first step is to ask for God's guidance. He pursued us first and showed His love for us. Reading the Bible, praying, and improving our walk with God are no longer mere obligations. If we truly love Him, they become a source of joy and a central part of our new life. Secondly, we need to understand that awaiting God's reward does not align with the prosperity gospel's idea that faith guarantees material wealth. Throughout history, many of Christ's disciples faced persecution and even death. Yet, they understood that the benefits offered by this world are temporary, while the reward from Christ is eternal. Lastly, we must remember that faith is a gift from God. He doesn't expect us to trust Him or believe in His rewards without providing evidence of His faithfulness. Jesus' life and teachings are a first-hand account of God's dependability. It's important not only to profess our faith, but also to develop discipline and observe the patterns of life. Imagine if God showed us haphazard, indifferent love. We would be lost without His steadfastness. Moving on, let's explore why faith pleases God. Just like us, God desires to be loved and respected. He made us in His image, and as Christians, we serve as His ambassadors. Therefore, it's essential for us to diligently seek and uphold our faith, defending it when necessary, courageously and lovingly. It's important to understand that having faith is necessary to receive many of God's blessings and promises. God wants us to have faith because it benefits us. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. If we doubt God's existence and His reward despite everything He has done, we won't be able to love and serve Him as we should, and He won't be able to assist and bless us as He desires. However, this doesn't mean that God is not pleased when a non-believer begins to seek Him and their faith grows. He naturally approves of that. He wants us to believe that He is real and that He is a rewarder of those who earnestly seek Him. But how can we be sure that God exists if we cannot see Him? Hebrews chapter 11 verse 1 states, "Now faith is an assurance about what we do not see and trust in what we hope for." Faith goes beyond what our senses perceive. It is based on God's revelation in Jesus Christ, which is the most superior and reliable revelation we could ever have. To illustrate the pleasing nature of faith, the author of Hebrews presents the examples of Enoch and Abel. Enoch's faith pleased God as he diligently sought Him, while Abel's faith was evident through his sincere sacrifice. These examples remind us that faith, when combined with action, pleases God and invites His favor. By diligently seeking God, incorporating faith into our daily lives, and trusting in His word, guidance, and provision, we demonstrate our reliance on Him and please Him. In conclusion, faith is essential for a fulfilling relationship with God. It demonstrates our trust in Him and allows us to experience His blessings. Without faith, it is impossible to please God. As we diligently seek Him, believe in His existence and rewards, and live out our faith with sincerity, we please Him and open the door to His abundant grace and favor in our lives. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Faith Explorations. We hope you found this discussion enlightening and that it encourages you to deepen your faith in God. Remember, faith is a gift from God, and by trusting in Him and seeking His will, we can please Him and experience the fullness of His blessings. If you enjoyed today's discussion and want to explore more topics related to spirituality, be sure to subscribe to our podcast. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok, and visit us at BibleKeeper.com for more resources that will enrich your faith journey. Join us next time as we continue to explore matters of faith and spirituality. Until then, may God bless you abundantly.